The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Representatives are currently busy. Please stay on the line, and your call will be answered by the next available representative. The estimated hold time is currently less than 96 minutes. You are currently caller number 32.
Are you tired of getting blown out of the water by other web hosting solutions? At BladeNode.com, our affordable web hosting and quick customer support is our #1 priority. BladeNode Web Hosting was started with a mission to provide premium hosting at half the price as other hosts without sacrificing features, reliability, and 24/7 customer support with a live technician. Join our community today by visiting BladeNode.com and using promo code BLADE10 for 10% off your first package.
Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for tuning in once again here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series presented to you by BladeNode.com hits the short, I call it a short track, the Milwaukee Mile. This track going to possibly cause a few problems for a few drivers, as you see one driver sideways there in the background on the front stretch. A lot of drivers down there complaining about the grip off of the corner exits. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. That may be a hot spot throughout tonight's race. Turn number 4, as well as turn number 2. Man, it's going to be interesting here because we have to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the chase for the championship is right around the corner tonight, and only 2 more races remain in the regular season before we will set our top 8 into the championship. We'll have a little more graphics and information as we hit the track next week at Texas Motor Speedway before the short, brief Christmas break here for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series presented to you by BladeNode.com. BladeNode.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds. And as I already said, thanks for joining us. How you doing? How you feeling tonight, race fans? Glad you could join us. As always, I am Darkside Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the great racing action here from Milwaukee. This is going to be a great short track little showdown here tonight. The Walk This Way, 1:30. I'm going to tell you what, while we've got a little bit of time on our hands here, excuse me, as the final few moments in a happy hour wind down, few drivers going out there shaking down the cars the final few times here tonight. Your championship standings coming in to tonight's race. Tanner Tallarico enjoys a good points cushion heading into tonight's race, still leading the points championship. Brett Hahn right there in second. Tom Richter right there still in third. Crank Bell, Eddie Behan in fifth. Chris Dean, sixth. Brian Dorsey, close battle between himself and Tim Rogers. Rogers with a good, solid finish last week at Indianapolis with a top 4 finish last week. So the 48 looking to capitalize on that momentum. The 32 of Chris Wold just inside the top 10. Mike Berg been to victory lane multiple times this season, but not able to string solid finishes back-to-back through the season so far. So a little bit down behind in the points is that 81 machine. Going to look through here championship standings a little bit further. There you see some close battles. Jeff Sharp, Cole Gray, Richard Pruitt, Tyler Beeman, GT Irizarry also right there battling with Eric Anderson and Kyle Jett. So all types of battles going on heading into tonight's race. And this is one of those tracks, one of those races, I believe, race fans, that you may see a few drivers with their feelings hurt by the end of this one. You may see a few drivers with some tempers flaring by the end of tonight's race, that's for sure. Air temperature looking pretty nice and calm out here tonight. 79 degrees for these drivers, but look at that track temperature, 115 degrees. That is a slick track. Yeah, final minutes now, final seconds, I should say, and there it is, flag waving in the background. That's going to put an end to happy hour as drivers going to finish their final laps and then hop back in the cockpit of these Pro Cup Series Cyber Thunder machines, and they're going to lay down some fast laps. Here we go. Qualifying is now underway. Green flag flying for your qualifying session. Looks like Jamie Beasley heading towards the car. Tim Rogers also heading towards his car. Beasley already in and starting his first time lapper, up to speed lap, I should say. The 90 of Michael Sturgill also out there. I tell you what, let's go take a look at Michael Sturgill on his up to speed lap as he comes off of pit road. Also Chris Wold out there on his time lap. So we'll give you a few of the drivers down there on the bottom of the screen. There you see them. No time in by any of these drivers, but they all have begun their up-to-speed lap or have started their first time lap. 10-minute qualifying session here tonight for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series drivers. There you see Sturgill Jr. making his way off of turn number 2, back down the back stretch, looking good. Purple right now. And excuse me, race fan, sorry. Good run off of 4 here. Sturgill gonna cross the line. Where's he gonna shake out? As more drivers cross the line and put down some time lapse, we'll switch off, show you a little bit of your qualifying information over there on the left-hand side of the screen. Oh, looks like it's having a little bit of trouble, so we'll shut this on down for just a brief moment. We'll hide all that for you as Sturgill continues his qualifying time. Let's see who else is out there. I believe Cole Gray may have just begun his time lapse in the 44 machine. And it looks like Michael Sturgill going out there all for naught. Sturgill going to get EOL, missing drivers, meaning earlier here tonight. Forgot to mention that one. So, Sturgill going out there, laying it all on the line, seeing what could have been. As we continue to watch the 44 of Cole Gray, he's going to bring it to a crawl. Let's see who else is out there on their up-to-speed laps. Looks like Eric Anderson out there on the track as well. We'll check in, see if that has fixed itself. There you see Eric Anderson now heading down into turn number 3. Out of the Underdog Racing stable. Looks like Anderson just calm and collective right down there next to that inside curbing. Curbing somewhat similar to Martinsville, maybe not quite as aggressive. But Anderson gonna take the 83 up to the 9th spot. Chris Dean still sitting top of the speed charts right now. Quick time, 29:56. Few more drivers are out there on track, but nobody turning in a timed lap as they're beginning to all duck to pit road. Looks like a few drivers left to go out there on track. Looks like Tanner Tallarico is the next driver to bring his car off of pit road. Tallarico gotta be very careful and mindful of the blend line here coming off of turn number 2. Don't want to get caught out by that. Tallarico begins his time lap. We'll take a look back here. There you see Nick Fleury beginning his time lap, rolling off of pit road. Mike Berg also rolling off of pit road, now onto the backstretch. So 3 more drivers trying to go up there and snatch the pole away. We'll go back up front with the one of Tallarico as he makes his way off of 1 and Tallarico, big time moment there through turn number 1 and 2. Does not look like he is happy with the handling of the car right now. Shaking, shimmying through 1 and 2. That one is pretty much throwing this lap away. It is not looking very good. Or at least not looking very good from my standpoint. The one of Tallarico going to cross the line that time by. Going to go 11th on the speed charts, 31.08. He's got a lot of ground to make up if he's going to knock off Chris Dean at the top of the speed charts. Nick Fleury now going to cross the line, making his way off of turn number 4. And Fleury actually crossing the line already. This is his second time lap. Fleury going 6th on the speed chart. Nobody having anything for Chris Dean just yet. Tallarico making his way around 3 off of 4, back across the line, crossing the stripe, going to come in 3rd. Can Fleury get any quicker here on lap number 2? Just 3/10 away. Crossing the line. Fleury goes top of the speed charts. Quick time. Your provisional pole sitter right there. That 25 of Nick Fleury. Out there beginning his up-to-speed lap. Brett Hahn in that 71 machine. Brett the Jet going to victory lane just a few handful of weekends ago. Gets himself slotted into that championship 8. And as we wind down the season just tonight and 2 more races, so 3 races remain for these Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series drivers to figure out and fight it out for who's going to be in that Championship 8. We have had quite a few different winners here this season. We've had, I believe, 7 or 8 different winners here. So, very, gonna be a very close championship. Hahn crossing the line, first time lap, top of the speed charts. Quick time, 29:50. Brett the Jet walking away with the provisional pole right now as we've got about 4 minutes remaining here in happy hour. And Eddie Behan going top of the speed charts. His Ford Mustang looking sharp up there, 29:50 for Behan. And he spins it off of turn number 2. Going to be a reset in order for him. We'll jump out, take a look at the 14 of Crank Bell as he's on his second time lap. Gonna cross the line, second time right around this time. Not gonna go to the top of the speed charts, but good enough to move inside the top 10. Crank Bell in the 14 goes to the 8th spot. Tom Richter out there on his up to speed lap now, rolling off of pit road. Lots of drivers yet to roll off of pit road. We've got 17 drivers on the speed charts, and we've still got a good 10, 12 left to put in their qualifying times. Man on screen, Tom Richter, Paul Turner, Tyler Beeman, Zach Shahalis, Bradley Beeman, Eric Moyer, Kyle Jett, Richard Pruitt, Bob Rogerson, Jay Morris, Andy Cork, and Andrew Payne, all yet to put in their qualifying attempts. Field just about set as we've only got about 2.5 minutes remaining here in this 10-minute session of qualifying for the Walk This Way 130 here for the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. Brought to you by BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Richter crossing the line. Where's he go? Good enough for 5th. With his time lap, does he got anything left? And looks like struggling through 1 and 2. Back on the gas, hard down the backstretch. Where will Richter go? Looks good through 3 and 4, nice and smooth. Does he have the speed? Just a 10th and a half off of the quick time. Does he have what he needs? Sideways coming to the line. Not going to improve that second time lap. He's going to stay in that 5th position. Doesn't look like anybody else is out there on their qualifying lap right now. So, looks like the majority of the field is set and happy for where they're going to be slotting in for the start of tonight's race. And with that being said, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, then head down trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
And drivers already rolling on the track. Pace car ready to fire things off here. Get on out the way. Your pole sitter for tonight's race, the 55 of Eddie Behan, brings the field back to the restart box. He'll have the 71 of Brett Hahn just beside him. Nick Fleury right there. Gonna start in third. Chris Dean in fourth. Tom Richter in fifth. And green flag flies for the first time here tonight in the Walk This Way 130 for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Things off to a very, very fast pace here tonight. Drivers ready to get things rolling. And drivers side by side through the field. There you see Nick Fleury battling with the 71 of Brett Hahn. That is for the second position on track. We'll take another look, another angle at it as Hahn able to make his way by Fleury. There you see battle just behind them. Tim Rogers right there in the 48 machine has Tanner Tallarico, Crank Bell, Chris Wold, all right there, right behind him, all over him. Looks like some of the field beginning to get single file at the front. You can expect to see some long green flag runs here at the Milwaukee Mile. This track does usually lend itself to long green flag stretches. You gotta watch out, gotta be careful of the car stepping out from under you on the exit, especially after you get some laps on the tires. But there you see back at the front of the field, your pole sitter Eddie Behan continues to lead the race, has Brett Hahn behind him. Nick Fleury still right there in third, no change in your top five from the way they qualified. Behan, Hahn, Fleury, Dean, Richter, and Rogers round out your top six. Tanner Tallarico not able to make up any ground so far, up just one position from his starting spot as the field makes their way back off of turn number 4, back to the stripe to begin lap number 5. The 55 continues to lead. Back through the field, 20th, 15th, 16th. Look at this long train of cars. The 101 of David Gainforth. He's got Cole Gray, and caution comes out. Looks like Eric Moyer may have been involved. The 3, there you see him sideways trying to get that thing corrected. We'll take a look back, see what happened here. And there you see the 3 getting a little bit loose, and oh my goodness, more contact. Andy Cork, and I believe that was Paul Turner, that may have been sent down pit road. Oh my goodness. I am not sure who that was. That was Bradley Beeman that got sent down pit road. Oh my goodness. Absolutely craziness. We'll rejoin the field live back up at the front as your race leader has caught up to the back of the Ford Mustang pace car. We find ourselves under caution for the first time here tonight. Lap number 6 out of the 130 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight in the Walk This Way 130. A lot of drivers electing to stay out on track. Track position being a premium here at this 1 mile paperclip. You can almost somewhat take Martinsville and kind of upscale it, if you will. Add a little bit of banking into the corners, and boom, you've got the Milwaukee Mile. This track races very similar to a Martinsville, similar to a New Hampshire Motor Speedway, more so maybe to New Hampshire for the higher speed entries that this track has, but Still, I consider it a short track. Even it's a 1 mile oval, but I still consider it a short track. And next week we're gonna head to another very fast-paced, high-bank speed. Texas No Limit's gonna lend its hand to a great race. I can assure you that. Then just one more race right after the new year, right after the Christmas break, to set the field for the championship run. That, man, I'm telling you, tonight in the next 3 races, race fans, you better hold onto your hats. You better lay down your bets, because I'm telling you, it is going to be something for the ages. Field continues around the track under the caution lights as the pace car hits the switch. That means we're ready to go back. Green flag racing this time around. Few drivers coming to pit road under caution right there. Just a few of them. Most of them caught up in that early incident. Richard Pruitt also down there on pit road right now, fixing some damage back in the 27th position. Back at the front, your field remains the way it did from the start of the race. Eddie Behan will have control as he hits the restart box, this time by Ford Mustang pace car will duck off. Behan ready to fire. Things back off left-hand turn. Here we go in the box. Green flag flies here at Milwaukee Speedway as Behan heads off into turn 1. Brett Hahn right there on the outside with a great restart. Holding strong on the outside at your leader's door, working their way side by side off of turn 1. The 71 of Hahn has a run. Not going to be enough as that inside lane slowly moves on past and up to the front. Behan going to keep control of the race lead. 2, almost 3 wide out of turn number 4. Looked like the 2 of Chris Dean thought about taking it 3 wide for just a brief moment, then may have thought a little bit better of it. More drivers jockeying for position there. You seen just off in the background, Tanner Tallarico in the 1 machine able to make the pass on Tim Rogers in the 48. Rogers falling back 1 position from where he originally started today's race, now sitting in the 7th spot. Behan looking nice and smooth, still controlling the pace at the front. Here comes Tallarico now looking to the inside of the 34 of Tom Richter. And it looks like we may have a little bit of trading paints issues going on out there. Let's see if we can't try to take care of that real quick while we got things going, while we've got it all running. Let's see if it doesn't happen for us the way we want it to. And wouldn't you know, it absolutely doesn't. Oh, boy, oh, boy. So we're going to have to deal with this real quick. Let's go here. Get all the drivers' paints reloaded, because sometimes trading paints just wants to act up. So we'll reload things, so you may see some of the cars, some of the drivers changing a little bit of colors. We want to make sure all the great paint schemes for these drivers are uploaded and up to date. Sometimes Trading Paints does fall a little bit behind, but nonetheless, Eddie Behan not falling behind, keeping the front, keeping the pace to keep the field behind him, enjoying just a 2/10 race lead over Brett Hahn. Christine right there still in third. Nick Fleury, Tanner Tallarico now rounds out your top 5 after Tallarico made the pass on Richter back there as Richter slides back to the 6th spot. Do apologize there, race fans. Had to get a little drink of water. Had something caught in my throat there. But anyways, Behan continuing to lead the race. Brett Hahn still right there in second. Tanner Tallarico slowly moving up through the field, up 3 positions from where he started tonight's race. But let's go back to the biggest mover of the race so far. There you see him, man on screen, the 91 of Tyler Beeman, sitting right now in the 16th spot, up 7 positions from where he started tonight's race. And just like that, Kyle Jett gonna steal that spot away, and now up 8 spots from where he started tonight's race. That 17 of Kyle Jett moving towards the front, sitting in the 13th spot. Small gaps through most of the field. This is where one of your closest and biggest battles is. Looks like Mike Berg, Crank Bell, Mike Grandy, Jeff Sharp, Chris Wold, as well as Kyle Jett, Jamie Beasley, Andrew Payne, all right here battling for position. That is from about 8th on back. Because just in front of them, that's the 48 of Tim Rogers, Tom Richter, Tanner Tallarico, Nick Fleury, Christine, Brett Hahn. Then your race leader, Eddie Behan, not able to really step away, but continuing to lead that long train of cars up at the front. 7 drivers, all single file at the front of the field, just logging laps here as we cross the line that time by to begin lap number 20 out of the 130 scheduled in the official race distance. Do want to take a moment to say thanks to each and every one of you stopping by here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. BladeNode.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds. The 17 of Kyle Jett now looking to the inside of Bell. Bell trying to hold on to the 11th spot, but he is under fire. Jett all over. Oh, and there you see Bell going up the track. That's going to open the door for the 17. 17's going to look to the inside, down the backstretch, drag race, give the spot to Bell. He's going to hold strong with a good runoff of 2. Crank Bell knocking on the door of a top 10 driver just in front of him, the 19 of Jeff Sharp. That is for a top 10 spot. And Andrew Payne, wicked loose, coming off of turn 4. There you seen him off in the distance, almost sideways in his 93 machine as we continue to watch Crank Bell try to hold off Kyle Jett, but Jett all over that rear deck lid. Tell you what, gonna take a look back, race fans, from the right rear. There you see it. There you see just how close Kyle Jett is. Whoa, and Jett had to jump out of the throttle. And there you see it, just when you just have to give the drivers a little bit, and they're able to scoot on away just like that. Little lapse of judgment, having to jump out of the gas was the 17 of Jett. And just like that, that was enough breathing room for Crank Bell to settle back down and look forward through the glass. And, well, go up there and try to make a pass. Oh, my, while we watch the battle in the back of the field, Brett Hahn stole the race lead and has walked away in what has happened to your pole sitter and early race leader, Eddie Behan, now sliding all the way back to the 5th position. We'll go back, take a look at Behan as he's struggling now with the 34 of Tom Richter right there on his rear deck lid. There you see Richter to the inside. Behan gonna lose yet another spot now through 1 and 2 off onto the back stretch. Richter with the preferred spot down there on the inside, but the 48 of Rogers staying with him. Rogers right there. Ooh, that was pretty close on entry to 3 there. Rogers just to the outside of Richter's quarter panel. Now great run off of 4 for Richter. Behan getting a little sideways. He's going to lose 2 spots down the front stretch, and here comes the 81 of Mike Berg. He wants a chance. He wants a shot at making up a position as well. But meanwhile, your race leader, Brett Hahn, has stepped away to a 1.5 second race lead. So this has been the biggest lead of the race so far here. And the walk this way, 1:30. We begin lap 27 with the 71 leading the field. Christine Tanner Tallarico, close battle right there for second and third. Long string of cars right behind them. Tom Richter, Tim Rogers, Eddie Behan, Mike Berg, Mike Grandy, Jeff Sharp, Crank Bell, Tyler Beeman, Kyle Jett, and Drew Payne. Michael Sturgill round out your top 15. And as we find ourselves under long green flag conditions, do want to keep in mind, race fans, we had one very early caution here tonight already. Most of the field electing to stay out on the track. We did have a handful of drivers come down to pit road. They continue to run towards the rear of the field right now. The 42 of Paul Turner, Richard Pruitt, and Andy Cork all on to pit road about lap 6 for Cork and Turner, lap 8 for Pruitt. And with that being said, going to do a little bit of house cleaning here tonight. 29 drivers took to the starting grid. We've still got 27 drivers out there on track, and all 27 still on the lead lap. Oh, Richter loose coming off of 4 as he fights for the last spot inside the top 5. He's got Tim Rogers all over him. Rogers continuing to try to heat him up, and I tell you what, race fans, we've got an onboard camera shot. So what do you say we go on board with that 48 of Rogers as he tries to make the pass? And look at him sawing on that wheel on exit. You can see the 34 of Tom Richter get a little bit sideways just the previous lap. So although these drivers making it look nice and smooth from most of the camera angles, it is a handful in these Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series machines. And man, oh man, I tell you what, they are absolutely hustling things out there tonight. Speaking of hustling, are you tired of getting hustled by your web provider? We've got the hookup. We've got your solution. Simple Web Solutions, powered by nerds. That's right, BladeNode.com. If you haven't already, head on over to BladeNode.com. Check them on out. Tired of having your speeds dropped, your speeds cropped? They'll take care of it. They'll hold you down. Head on over to BladeNode.com. Richter continuing to try. Rogers, I apologize. Rogers continues to try to chase down Richter. I'll get it right. It's the R factor right now for the 5th and 6th spot as they close in on Nick Fleury. Chris Dean right there sitting in 3rd as your top 2 slowly beginning to open up that gap on the field. Brett Hahn off to a beautiful race right now, sitting in the top spot, heading into lap traffic. Lap 35 underway, halfway down the backstretch, and there you see Tallarico just making his way onto the backstretch. So about a straightaway difference between your race leader and the man in second, Tanner Tallarico, trying to close the spot. That's going to be about a 2-second gap. Chris Dean sitting right there, 1.8 seconds back from Tanner Tallarico, as Nick Fleury takes his 25 back towards the front of the field. Fleury did have the quick time in qualifying for just a brief moment, getting squeaked out at the end. Now back up to where he started tonight's race in that third spot. Has Chris Dean right there still in fourth, Tom Richter in fifth, Tim Rogers right there in sixth. Most of the field still running right about where they started tonight's race, so that lets you know just how important and what a premium track position is out here tonight. Only driver really to make that an untrue statement, Tyler Beeman, up 11 spots from where he started tonight's race back in 23rd, now running in the 12th spot. Tanner Tallarico also able to make up some ground through the front of the field, all the way from the 8th spot up to running now in the second position as we begin lap 38 of the 130 scheduled in tonight's official race distance in the Walk This Way 130. Front of the field still pretty much that single file running. Drivers will make runs, get there, try to stick the nose underneath. If the pass works, they love it. But most of the time, the door is being slammed. A few of these drivers in front gotta be worried about where your race leader is. Andy Cork already sitting one lap down now, running in the 27th position as the rest of the field begins to make their way by. That Target 67 machine being piloted by Cork. Hahn leads the field, still up at the front through 1 and 2 right now. There you see Tallarico off in the distance and gaining just a little bit lap after lap. The gap now just 2.05 seconds, so basically just 2 seconds for Hahn and Tallarico. That last time by was about a tenth faster than your race leader. Tallarico fastest on the track out of everybody that last time by. We'll wait for timing and scoring, see how everything fares out this time. Just a tick faster again is Tallarico. So slowly but surely chipping in and chipping away at Brett Hahn. Gonna look a little further through the pack. That's right. Here you see some great racing action. Cole Gray, Brian Dorsey, Jamie Beasley, David Gainforth, as well as Jay Morris, all right here battling for position in the 93 of Andrew Payne. Had some trouble. Payne very slow through 3 and 4. And I tell you what, I do it each and every week. Gotta zoom in and gotta cue in right there, man, on the screen. That 101 of Dave Gainforth always has some great paint schemes, so bear with me. We're going to check this one on out. Yabba dabba doo. Yes, sir. Absolutely love it. Love it. Gainforth, one of the drivers, putting on a new paint scheme. Basically every week he's got a newer paint scheme out there, so I always like to check in, see how Gainforth is doing and how he's running. Always a great cartoon kid kind of child-themed paint scheme. And I just love he brings a little bit of I don't want to say shenanigans, but a little bit of fun into the iRacing world. iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you've thought about getting out there on track and trying your hands in one of these machines, Well, head on over to iRacing.com, get hooked up, check out the league section, and maybe you can find yourself here on Thursday night with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series, sponsored by BladeNode.com. Back to the front where the battles continue and rage on. There you see Tom Richter trying to make his way by Nick Fleury. Fleury continuing to keep the field behind him. Richter looking inside, looking outside. Right there. Draft down the back stretch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Draft. You can draft at this 1 mile track. Trust me. And if you don't believe me, we'll ask a few of the drivers out there in the post-race interviews how the draft felt going into 1 and 3. Well, that is awesome. First IndyCar race was here for you, Terry. That is awesome. 1983. Heck yeah. That's when cars were... You had to be brave to drive the cars back then. Awfully brave. Safety measures and innovations are leaps and bounds from back then. I can guarantee you that. Glad you're still with us with some of the questionable... I'll just leave it at that. Questionable things that happened around that era in racing. We continue green flag running here at Milwaukee Mile Field. Early caution flag about lap number 5 or 6. Few drivers electing to come to pit road, so we will see some green flag pit stops here very shortly. I could assume 48 laps on a tank of fuel already. I'm sure the tires out there screaming for a few of these drivers as well, but Brett Hahn, he continues to keep the pace at the front of the field, enjoys a 2.3 second race lead over Tanner Tallarico, sitting right there in second. Tanner has about a 4-second gap all the way back to Nick Fleury. That was the battle we had on screen just moments ago, and there you see just in front of Tanner Tallarico a few more of the back markers here after some early damage here tonight. Bob Rogerson out there, no front clip, trying to get all the points that he can still here tonight. There you see your race leader, Brett Hahn, heading off into turn number 4. Back to the battle on track, the closest battle on track. 3-car battle, Nick Fleury, Tom Richter, and Tim Rogers. Battle for the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th position. Eric Anderson making a pass on Bob Rogerson back through the field for the 21st spot. Cole Gray now gaining a spot. I apologize. Cole up to the 15th position on Brian Dorsey. Richard Pruitt passes Bob Rogerson for the 2nd position. So Rogerson on his way backwards. Dorsey on his way backwards as well, as Andrew Payne was able to make his way by. A few drivers falling through the field as we speak. Looks like we do have those green flag pit stops underway. Richard Pruitt was on pit road long ago. Crank Bell onto pit road. Paul Turner, Andy Cork, all those drivers onto pit road. Looks like Eric Anderson coming to pit road this time by. Keeping an eye on your race leaders. Nobody at the front coming in to pit road just yet. Nobody out of your top 10 as Michael Sturgill and Kyle Jett both head to pit road this time by. We'll continue to watch this battle for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position and see who makes the jump to pit road first at the front. Who's going to attempt the undercut? And will these drivers have enough just to make it on one fuel stop? We'll wait and see who's trying to stretch their fuel window. We'll see who just hammers down. Timing and scoring, Tanner Tallarico still making gains here and there on your race leader since running into some back markers, into some lap traffic. Tallarico has lost a little. Oh my goodness, and there you see the two of Dean go around, and caution flag flies. Caution flag flies as Chris Dean gets loose, and around he goes. Hard contact with the outside wall. We'll take a look back and see what happened here. There you see Dean out of shape, trying to save it, trying to get it going in the right direction, and hard contact right there at the flagman. Caution flag flies for the second time here tonight, and that's going to shake up things as far as the standings are concerned, because a few drivers already made their pit stop and find themselves possibly trapped 1, maybe even 2 laps down. Back at the front of the field, behind the pace car, Brett Hahn will bring the field to pit road. I can more than likely guarantee your top 15, 16 drivers will be making a break to pit road. There you see multiple cars coming down pit road. Everybody on the lead lap heading down. So Hahn, Tallarico, Fleury, Richter, Rogers, Behan, Grandy, Sharp, Berg, and Beeman all to pit road, and we'll let these drivers get their pit stop in, and we'll step away, pay a few of the bills. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. His second win of 1987.
Back track side. Thanks for sticking with us here, race fans. We find ourselves under caution for just the second time here tonight at Milwaukee Speedway. The Milwaukee Mile has put on a fantastic show. Brett Hahn leads the field back to the green flag pace car. Gonna duck off next time by. Looks like we're adding 1 lap here. Pace car was scheduled to duck off that time by, but we're going to stay under caution for 1 more lap, so that will let us get a little bit of the official business out of the way, some house cleaning for you here tonight for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Walk this way, 1:30 from the Milwaukee Mile. 29 drivers started tonight's race. We've still got 27 drivers on track. Still have 21 left on the lead lap. Paul Turner in the 42 being scored, the first car off of the lead lap, just one lap down, sitting in the 22nd spot. Brett Hahn leading a handful of laps after that long green flag run. Will he have the speed on the initial restart? We'll wait and see. Ford Mustang pace car ready to duck off this time by. Field will be in the hands of that 71. And green flag flies as Hahn hits the loud pedal, and away we go. Brett the Jet down into turn 1 first. Can he beat Tallarico off of turn 2? Fleury right there slotted in the 3rd spot. He's got Tom Richter, Eddie Behan right there running in the 5th spot. Tim Rogers right there still in 6th. Hahn able to make his way through 3 and 4. Still has Tallarico by about a car and a half. Now the lead grows as a big run off of 4. Hahn gonna pull away by 2 car lengths. Step away from the track just a little bit, give you a little bit more action on screen at one time. As the field at the front beginning to get a little bit more single files. We've just had a pass. Mike Grandy made the pass on Eddie Behan. Behan back to 7th now as Mike Grandy slowly makes his way up through the field. Back at the front, Hahn stepping away, barely able to see him just behind the graphics there. Coming off of turn 4, enjoys a 3-4 car race lead over Tanner Tallarico, who's now fighting off Nick Fleury. Has Tom Richter right there, Tim Rogers, but quickest man on the track, quick time of the race. Fast lap going to Mike Grandy Sr. in that 12. That last time by 29:55, fastest lap of the race. Zoom in a little closer to the action because the 12 of Grandy is on a move. He is on a mission right there now, closing the distance on the 48 of Tim Rogers. Tom Richter right there in front of Rogers, and these drivers are nose to tail all the way up to 3rd place runner, the 25 of Nick Fleury. Fleury right there trying to close the distance back on Tanner Tallarico, but not able to really go anywhere. Now it's a 4-car stall out of turn number 4, back across the stripe. And slowly Hahn is finding the speed on the early run. This could spell trouble for the drivers behind him. Hahn very good on the long run under that last long green flag stretch. This time Hahn finding the speed at the start of this stint. This could be bad for the drivers behind him. Nick Fleury still right there in 3rd, fighting off Tom Richter. Tim Rogers in 5th. Mike Grandy in 6th. Jeff Sharp, Eddie Behan, Tyler Beeman, and Andrew Payne round out your top 10. Want to give a big shout out and tip of the cap to this man right there, the 91 of Tyler Beeman, up 14 spots from where he started tonight's race all the way back in 25th. Now just inside your top 10, running in the 9th spot and looking for more. Keeping our eye on all of the timing and scoring. It looks like Brett Hahn has about a 1.7 second race advantage over Tanner Tallarico. Tallarico enjoying that same distance back to Fleury, but Fleury under fire. Tom Richter still right there. Tim Rogers, Mike Grandy still battling for position, and Fleury getting rooted up out of the bottom and being forced up to the top, as Richter's going to make his way by. Rogers looking to fill the void as well and get a spot on that 25 machine, and if Fleury is not careful, he's going to get freight trained even further. Wise move, drops right down to the bottom, just in between Rogers and Grandy, so losing the 2 spots. Fleury drops from 3rd back to 5th. Gonna take another peek through timing and scoring. We got a battle going on back here. Just behind David Gainforth, you can find Michael Sturgill, Mike Berg, and Jay Morris. They battle for position. All 4 of these drivers all caught up around the 12th through 15th position. We've still got more battles on track. You've seen them there bringing out that latest caution after hard impact with the outside wall. After getting loose and trying to catch the car out of turn number 4, Chris Dean right there behind Chris Walden. Oh my goodness, the 27 goes around. Caution flag flies. Jay Morris in trouble. You seen him get out of the way. We'll take a look back here, see what happened with the 27 on the turn 3 replay. Oh, and looks like the 27 just gets loose and hard impact, and that's going to be the end of the night go on board as he gasses up out of 4. And there you can hear it starting, and just unable to get the car woed up enough. And yeah, there you had it, that impact. And we'll rejoin the race live back at the front of the field. And race fans, does this get anybody in their fuel window? Will these drivers be able to pit from here and possibly be able to run this thing to the end on fuel? I'm not so sure they're going to want to keep these tires to the end, but all of them possibly now inside that fuel window. We'll wait to see what your race leader does, and looks like he's going to stay out. Oh my goodness, a lot of drivers coming to pit road this time by. That could spell some trouble for a few of the drivers staying out on track. Looks like we've got your top 5 or 6 drivers staying out under this caution. Looks like actually your top 7 going to stay out on caution. So with that being said, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Pay a few bills, you know how that goes. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Our representatives are currently busy. Please stay on the line, and your call will be answered by the next available representative. The estimated hold time is currently less than 96 minutes. You are currently caller number 32.
Are you tired of getting blown out of the water by other web hosting solutions? At BladeNode.com, our affordable web hosting and quick customer support is our #1 priority. BladeNode Web Hosting was started with a mission to provide premium hosting at half the price as other hosts without sacrificing features, reliability, and 24/7 customer support with a live technician. Join our community today by visiting BladeNode.com and using promo code BLADE10 for 10% off your first package.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need to tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
And as promised, backtrack side as the field gets ready to head off into turn number 3. Ford Mustang pace car lights are off. It will make that left-hand turn. And once again, at the front of the field, Brett the Jet will try to set sail on the field and see if he can put a few seconds in between the drivers with the fresh tires waiting for it. Green flag flies as Hahn hits the loud pedal. Away we go back to turn number 1. Nick Fleury hot on the trail right there on the outside lane. Got a great restart. Able to jump down there right in front of that 55 of Eddie Behan. But we're going to keep an eye on the field that made those pit stops. Mike Grandy, first driver with the fresh tires, back there in the 8th position. Now being passed by Tom Richter. Richter looking to work his way up through the field. And look at this gaggle of cars here fighting their way up to the front side by side as Richter tries to gain some more spots. Back at the front, Brett Hahn has stepped away to a half a second race lead over Nick Fleury already. Fleury enjoys a 0.3 of a second race lead. And there you see it's kind of a moving roadblock right now in front of Mike Grandy and Tom Richter. Crank Bell, Tyler Beeman, all out there on track. Mike Berg as well, not coming down pit road that last time by. Or I apologize, Berg coming down pit road that last time by. Looks like Richter getting squeezed for a spot, dropping to the 9th spot just behind Mike Berg. But a few of these drivers mixed up in this. Oh, and contact! The 14 of Bell goes around. He comes back up into the 12. The 12's in the wall. Oh, my goodness. How that didn't end up worse. And caution flag flies back through the field. Oh, my goodness. Let's see what happened here. And it looks like the 9 goes around and then contact. The 78 catches some contact after Brian Dorsey goes around. We'll take one more. Oh, my goodness, and a driver's upside down. Driver upside down. My goodness. We're going to have to keep our eye back here on this one and see what happened there. You see the 78 and then contact. He flips. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and that is going to put an end to the night for that 78 of Bob Rogerson. Rogerson getting upended here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. And just like that, carnage and chaos ensues here at this 1 mile. Very tight quarters racetrack. Milwaukee Mile chewing them up and spit them out here tonight, collecting multiple victims as we are a good little bit past halfway. But we are now up to about 7 or 8 drivers off of the lead lap, up to about 4 or 5 out of the race here tonight. Bradley Beeman, Eric Moyer, Jamie Beasley, Jay Morrison, Bob Rogerson, your latest victim. All 4 of those drivers out of tonight's race, and more drivers with some trouble, some beaten and banged up machines out there tonight. I tell you what, though, if you're the drivers at the front, when do you come to pit road? Mike Bird, Tom Richter, Andrew Payne, all of those drivers, that's where, from about 6th on back, that's where the freshest tires on track are. And if you're one of those top 5, you last were on pit road on lap 55. So very old tires for you. You got to try to fight off not just some fast cars, some fast drivers, but you got to fight off the fresh tires. And this is why, race fans, I am not a crew chief. Just too many decisions that can determine way, way too much. I'm trying to look at I'm trying to figure out the lap counts and things of that nature. Just see how far out these drivers really are on their fuel window. With that being said, we're going to take a look here. There you see most of the drivers electing to stay out there 55 laps on their first stint on their tires. Some of these drivers about halfway through their second run on tires. So look for green flag pit stops here by about the time we hit lap 100. That's when you'll see at least these last top 5 hit pit road for their fuel to make it to the end of tonight's race. Ford Mustang pace car lights going outfield, getting double file. Gap's gonna close up. We'll get set to fire things off once again here tonight in the Walk This Way 130. Your race leader, Brett Hahn, been to victory lane one time already this season. Can he make it another? Tired of being the bridesmaid is Hahn. Multiple second place finishes this season, including last week at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Can Hahn do what it takes to finish one position higher and walk away with the race win? We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out in the next 50 laps or so. And on the gas, and green flag flies once again here at Milwaukee Speedway as Hahn sails off into turn 1. Behan right there on his tail, but Fleury able to sneak down right there into that second spot. There you see drivers making their way off of turn 4. Tanner Tallarico having to make evasive moves, drop way down to the bottom as we're starting to see those fresh tires prevail. Mike Berg right there with Eddie Behan, Andrew Payne, Tyler Beeman, Tom Richter, all right there, hot on the trail. There you see Behan trying to keep that 93 of Andrew Payne behind him. Payne with some fresh tires. It is going to be a tall task to keep him behind, and he can't. No! The 12 of Grandy. I'm not sure if that was an intentional duck to pit road or if he wrecked down onto pit road. Either way, oh my goodness, big time move to pit road that last lap. 3 wide into turn number 3. Tanner Tallarico at the bottom as splitting the old tires. Tallarico and Richter splitting the old tires on that 55. One to the inside, one to the outside. That was some great racing action heading into turn number 3. Back at the front, though, Brett Hahn, Nick Fleury, both of those drivers doing what they need to do, and that's continue to run some fast laps out here tonight. Last time by, Brett Hahn, one of the fastest drivers on the track, even with those old tires. So the 71 getting all he can. Brett the Jet living up to the name, flying off into the future. Looking good coming off of turn number 2. Now enjoys a 0.7 of a second race lead over Nick Fleury. Fleury has about a half a second back to the fresh tires of the 81 of Mike Berg. And this is a run that Berg needed after a string of bad races after being to victory lane twice already this season. Mike Berg with some struggles and needs a good solid finish now, sitting inside of your podium spots right there in the 3rd position, but not able to really creep in and close the distance to that 25 of Fleury. Kyle Jett making a pass back through the field for 14th. He makes the pass on Zach Shahalis. Tim Rogers passing Eddie Behan for the 9th position now as Brian Dorsey makes a pass on Zach Shahalis for the 15th spot. I'll spit it out eventually. There you see the field at the front being led by Han Fleury right there, still keeping that second spot away from Mike Berg. But Berg with a big run off of 4 that time. He's going to be knocking on the door by the time they make their way off of turn number 2. Tanner Tallarico right there now in 4th as Tom Richter makes a pass and makes his way into the 5th spot. Richter making the pass on Sturgill. Andrew Payne right there as well in the 7th position, up 12 spots from where he started tonight's race. So Payne continuing to work his way up through the field. Closing in on the 100 lap mark here tonight from Milwaukee Speedway, and caution flag flies, and it looks like there you see it, carnage for that 14th. Let's see what happened here to Crank Bell. Oh, and catching it a little bit late. Looks like another driver falling victim to getting loose off of turn 4. And there you see that hard impact by that 14. Ooh, could have been very bad there for a few other drivers. Oh, that is... Whew. That's a tough lick right there. And just like that, front clip missing on that 14 of Crank Bell. So Bell going to have to recover and head to pit road. Pit road will be open this time by, let's see if your race leader Brett Hahn brings the field down to pit road. And what do you do if you're Tanner Tallarico and the rest of the field? You've got 20 lap fresher tires. But do you come to pit road? Looks like, some of the drivers going to come. Some of them going to stay. Looks like more drivers heading to pit road than staying out. But Tanner Tallarico to the front of the field for the first time. New race leader here tonight. Just your 3rd race leader of the evening in the Walk This Way 130. Tanner Tallarico now assumes the race lead. Tom Richter right behind him with Andrew Payne back in 3rd. And while we find ourselves under our 5th caution here tonight, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, then head on back trackside for the run to the end. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. trackside as promised. Having to cut the commercial short to bring you back to the track. Before we go back, Green Flag Racing, Tanner Tallarico will control the restart. Ford Mustang pace car ready to duck off. We'll get set to fire things back off on the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies. Once again, field crosses the line to begin lap number 96. Out of the 130 scheduled in the official race distance, Tanner Tallarico now at the race point for the first time here tonight. Walking away just a little bit from that 34 of Tom Richter, sitting there in the second spot. Third place, Andrew Payne in that 93. He's got the 48 of Tim Rogers just behind him, looking through the field, trying to see where in the world is Brett Hahn. Hahn already back up to fifth with those fresh tires, and he is on the move. He is on his way back to the front in a hurry. There you see him just behind that 48 of Tim Rogers. Looks like David Gainforth losing a position. He's going to fall back to the 9th spot. Jeff Sharp rounds out your top 10. Now Eddie Behan with a pass. He'll break into the top 10. There you see your race leader down into turn number 1. He's got Richter and Payne right behind him. Fastest lap of the race that time by 71 of Brett Hahn with a 29.49 in the race. And that is just about what we had in qualifying pace here tonight. So Brett Hahn firing out of a cannon and already back up into a podium spot. We've got ourselves just over 30 laps remaining here tonight as the field waits to make their way off of turn number 2. Enjoying a 0.3 of a second race lead over Tom Richter is Tanner Tallarico, your points leader coming into tonight's race. But Brett Hahn, there you see that 71. He is on the move, on a charge, and why don't we head down trackside on board with the driver of that 71, Brett Hahn. Hahn looks to the inside off of 2. Risky, but gotta do it. Squeezing Richter out towards that outside wall. He's going to have the spot into 3. Will the fresh tires work off of 4 for Hahn? And here we go. Close. There it is. Now up to the second spot is Brett Hahn with those fresher tires, about 21 lap fresher tires for Brett Hahn, and he's going to close the distance right there in 1 and 2 on Tanner Tallarico. Tallarico now with a big problem. He knew Hahn was going to get some positions after getting those fresh tires, but didn't know he would be there this soon. Just about 5 laps after this restart, Brett Hahn has driven his way back up through the field, and he is all over that rear deck lid of Tanner Tallarico, making their way off of turn 2. Drag race down to 3. Tallarico's going to have the preferred line, but keeping it high side. Harry Gant would be proud. High, wide, and handsome. Brett Hahn back to the race lead. Lap 103. What's up, Dano? How you doing? How you feeling? Hope you're ready for next Monday night. Just going to leave that right there with you. Going to be a great race on Turn 3 Racing Network next Monday night. But right now, great race on hand. Brett Hahn, after getting those fresh tires just 20 or less than 20, about 10 laps or so ago, has driven his way up to the point once again and may just walk away with the most laps led once again here tonight. Drivers sitting now in the second spot. The 81 of Mike Berg. He came back down pit road, got fresh tires again with Hahn, and that move has paid off. He now finds himself running in the second spot. Michael Sturgill sitting now in the third spot, up 10 positions from where he started tonight's race, running in the third spot. And then just behind them, Tanner Tallarico, Tom Richter, both of those drivers on the older tires. Kyle Jett right there. There you can see him diving to the inside, trying to make the pass on a Richter. As a Richter struggling for grip late in the going here from Milwaukee Speedway. Richter now falling back to the 6th spot. As we continue to watch Tom Richter fall through the field, the 21-lap older tires are not doing him any justice right now. Has the 93 of Andrew Payne and Nick Fleury just behind him. Fleury on some fresher tires, but struggling to make his way up through the field as we've got 24 laps to go in tonight's Walk This Way 130. Back at the front, Brett Hahn, there you see him making his way off of turn number 2, back down the back stretch. Those fresh tires were the way to go. I thought he may have been in trouble when he stayed out and the rest of the field came to pit road. I was worried if we got that long green flag stretch, he may be in trouble, but the caution flag flying and he came to pit road, made the most of those fresh tires. Did he burn him up too soon? Can Mike Berg, maybe Michael Sturgill, can they go up there and challenge Brett Hahn for the race winner? Can Hahn put it in victory lane for the second time this season and solidify his spot in the championship 8? We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes down. Crossing the line with 21 laps to go here in Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. It's the Walk This Way 130. And if he looks in his rearview mirror, he's going to like what he sees, and that's the second and third place runners battling with each other, and that is what Tanner Tallarico right there running in the 4th spot likes to see as well, because the more Mike Berg and Michael Sturgill mix it up, the closer Tallarico is going to be able to reel them in. Kyle Jett in the 17 right there. Big shout out to Jett, up 16 positions from where he started tonight's race, now running in that 5th and final spot of the top 5. So Kyle Jett in that Toyota Camry has done a fine job in tonight's race as we cross the line with less than 20 laps to go. It is the witching hour. It has hit us. It's time, race fans, for dreams to come true and hopes to be crushed. Who's going to have what? As Michael Sturgill was able to make the pass on Mike Berg, can he now go up there and run down your race leader, Brett Hahn, right here? Hahn gonna slowly start to work his way into some back markers. Will the lap traffic come into play at the end of tonight's race? Hahn, with a clear track behind him, has almost a 2-second race advantage over Michael Sturgill, so he can be very methodical, be very cautious when making these passes as he closes in. I believe that was Richard Pruitt maybe going to pit road. No, that was Jamie Beasley in the 29 breaking off, heading down to pit road. The 67 of Andy Cork takes the high side. His target machine has seen some better days, that is for sure, but the Milwaukee Mile has chewed up and spit out multiple drivers here tonight. 29 drivers took to the starting grid for tonight's Walk This Way 130 from the Milwaukee Mile. Here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we have still got 24 drivers on the track turning laps, and we have still got 20 drivers left on the lead lap with 16 laps left to go. Your race leader, Brett Hahn, heads into turn number 3. Michael Sturgill, 1.9 seconds back, 2.3 seconds back to third place, Mike Berg. Looking for some battles on track, and here you go. There's a good battle. The 25 of Nick Fleury looks to the inside of Tom Richter, heading into turn number 1. Side-by-side battle. That's for the 6th and 7th spot on track. Fleury with those fresher tires, still trying to make that pass, trying to make those fresh tires work. But Richter holding strong. Close quarters racing through 3 and 4. Fleury looks like he's going to take the spot as they exit turn number 4, and just like that, there you have it. There it is. Put Nick Fleury up into the 6th spot, but can he run down the 17 of Kyle Jett for a top 5? We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out here with just 14 laps remaining in tonight's Walk This Way 130 live here from the Milwaukee Mile. Caution flag flies as, oh no, I believe the 48 of Tim Rogers may have had some trouble. We'll take a look. He's rolling now, but it looks like Rogers had a little bit of incident, so we'll take a look back here. Oh my, and there you see it. We'll take a look further back. There you see Rogers getting loose off of turn number 2. Hard impact with that inside wall. Trying to get the car gathered up, spins it back around. Little more contact with the inside wall. Caution flag flies, and oh my. That, well, race fans, that changes everything here. Who has tires left in the pits? Who's willing to give up the track position with just so few laps remaining? We'll have about anywhere from 7 to 8 laps left when we go back green flag racing, and it looks like Brett Hahn is going to give up that top spot. He is going to come to pit road. The 81 of Mike Berg, only driver to stay out there on track. Oh my. He is going to have a hornet's nest behind him when we get back to green flag racing. Oh my goodness. Pit road, very busy place as the entire field, except for your wave around vehicle and your lap down cars, making their way down pit road that time by. And oh my goodness, this is going to be interesting. Brett Hahn, first driver off of pit road. Michael Sturgill, Tanner Tallarico, Kyle Jett, Nick Fleury, Tom Richter, and Tyler Beeman, and Andrew Payne. Eddie Behan, Jeff Sharp, first 10 drivers off of pit road. Your top 2 on track, electing to stay out on track under this latest caution. And Brian Dorsey said, let me go ahead and get them tires. So the one and only driver not to hit pit road will line up at the front of the field. There you see him, the 81 of Mike Berg. He's going to have Brett Hahn just to his outside with very fresh tires. Michael Sturgill, Tanner Tallarico, Kyle Jett, Nick Fleury, Tom Richter, Tyler Beeman, Andrew Payne, and Eddie Behan round out your top 10. And with the Ford Mustang pace car lights going out that time by, looks like we'll have 8 laps remaining when we go back. Green flag racing field gets double file. And man, I tell you what, if you didn't think these restarts were crazy enough, throw the possibility of the race win out there and just wait and see what happens. Almost a hold my beer moment. We'll find out who's able to sort their way through this and make it to the end. Can Mike Berg somehow keep the field behind him with almost 15 lap older tires? We'll have to wait and see, but I believe he may just be a sitting duck. Pace car gonna duck off this time by. There you see it, left-hand turn, and green flag flies once again here at the Milwaukee Mile, Milwaukee Speedway. Owen Berg spins the tires. Sturgill's going to get into the back of him. That's going to put Brett Hahn back to the front. Tanner Tallarico right there to second. Big scrum. Third, fourth, fifth. 3, 4 wide. Cars wrecking in the back. The 67 goes around. Drivers off track, so we stay green flag racing 2, 3 wide with Mike Berg in the middle. Old tires not the way to go. In a hornet's nest falling through the field is the 81 of Mike Berg. Meanwhile, back at the front, Brett Hahn has got to keep Tallarico behind him. Tallarico right there in second, hunting the front. 2 drivers breaking away from the field as they make their way off of turn number 4. Michael Sturgill, Nick Fleury, Tom Richter. They have got to find some more speed in their Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series machines if they're going to want to battle for the race win. Fast lap of the race that time by 29:30 out of Tanner Tallarico as caution flag flies, and it looks like the 2 of Chris Dean may have been involved. We'll take a look back, see what happened here. Oh, and there you see a 3 wide situation. David gained 4th on the bottom. Looked like that was Mike Berg in the middle. Chris Dean, a little bit of net code action there as well, spinning up the track. Drivers trying to make their way by. Nobody else involved in this one, so almost a single car spin, bringing us to a crawl for our 7th caution here tonight with just 5 laps remaining. I can pretty much guarantee you nobody going to come to pit road. Well, Mike Berg may come to pit road, try to snatch a few positions away in the late going with those fresh tires, but I would assume most of these drivers, crews, and teams have kind of made their bed. Now it is pretty much just time to lay in it. As I believe the caution falling when it did, I believe that will put us under an unofficial attempt at a green-white checkered. Very, very well may put us in a green-white checkered situation. But while we find ourselves with a little bit of time on hand, want to go ahead and say thank you to each and every one of you joining us here tonight, tuning in, not just tonight, but each and every Thursday night for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. It has been a heck of a season, and we've still got 6 races left to go before we crown a champion here in season number 2. Looking forward to the 2021 season as well. Things and schedules being laid out as we speak, so look for some information coming down the pipeline on that as well. And if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters, we do appreciate each and every time you join us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So go ahead and show these drivers some love and some appreciation for what they do out there for you week in and week out, and smack that thumbs up button as hard as you can. We'll see if the Ford Mustang pace car lights go out this time by. If they do, we will have ourselves an unofficial attempt at a green-white checkered. And I believe I'm hearing from race control that's what it's going to be. An unofficial attempt at a green-white checkered here this time around. Pace car lights are off. Oh no, this is going to be the official attempt at a green-white checkered, so drivers have got to be on their toes. Tanner Tallarico needing the restart of a lifetime, having to start on the outside lane, just outside of the 71 of Brett Hahn. Man, I tell you, your front row, it's like a championship boxing match between these two drivers. Hahn needing to make up some ground, and when he does, here comes Tallarico making the ground up, keeping that points cushion. But points are out the window at this point in time. Green, white, checkered on hand for us. Ford Mustang pace car gonna duck off. Brett Hahn brings the field back to the green flag. Back into the restart box and on the gas. Great restart on that outside lane. Tanner Tallarico fired out of a cannon. Contact, and Nick Fleury goes around. Caution flag's gonna fly here in turn number 1 as Nick Fleury was spun in turn number 1. Oh my, oh my. There you see the contact between the 25 and the 90. Up the hill goes the 90, goes the 25. I apologize. That's going to catch a few more drivers out here tonight. We'll have to wait and see if the race officials have one more attempt at a green-white checkered, or if that's going to bring us to an end of tonight's race. Tanner Tallarico, man, I tell you what, I said he needed the restart of a lifetime. Well, that is exactly what he got done. One more attempt at a green-white checkered at least for these drivers, I do believe. What do you do here if you're Brett Hahn? You're going to start on the outside of Tanner Tallarico, who was able to get a great jump on that latest restart and outpace you to turn number 1 to take over the race lead. What goes in to this next restart? What is going through the mind of the driver inside of that 71 machine? Hahn, he now needs the restart of a lifetime to snatch away the race lead once again. But can Tanner Tallarico once again have that restart of a lifetime? Man, he shot out of a cannon last time and was all over Hahn by the time they got to the stripe, and had the race lead in hand by the time they reached the entry of turn number 1. So Tallarico looking to repeat. Hahn looking to get back around and back to the front. This will be about, I believe, the third race for Brett Hahn to lead the most laps but not walk away with the race win. And he finds himself in the bridesmaid position once again. Trying to see what is going on with timing and scoring. The Ford Mustang pace car lights are out. However, it has still got a lap car in front of your race leader, Tanner Tallarico, so we're waiting to see how this all plays out. And I believe that may be it. That may be the end of the race here. Yeah, and it looks like the driver's going to have to pace this one on out for the unofficial race results. Everybody going to have to stay in line, stay in their positions. But caution coming out after that last restart, and Tanner Tallarico able to sneak one away and walk away with the race win. Brett Hahn going to unfortunately fall from the top spot back to the second position. Michael Sturgill will slot home in that third and final podium spot. So as the field continues their run under the caution back around to the stripe to end tonight's race, put an official stamp on tonight's Walk This Way 130 here from the Milwaukee Mile. There you see your race winner, Tanner Tallarico, heading back towards the stripe. And somewhat anticlimactic end to tonight's race, the one of Tanner Tallarico getting the job done on a late green, white checkered attempt, and that will do it for tonight's race. Tanner Tallarico gonna walk away with the race win. Brett Hahn gonna finish right there in second. And well, with that being said, race fans, we're gonna step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On the back straightaway.
Get ready. This is going to be tight. Out of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen. The All-American 400 is underway.
Got to be careful. The bumps here can get you every time. Entering the corner, exiting the corner.
And as promised, back trackside for all your post-race interviews for tonight's Walk This Way 130, and walking away in the third and final podium position here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. Let's see if we can't catch a quick word or two with that driver that finished in third, the 90 of Michael Sturgill. Dave in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy.
Hey, bud, how you doing? How you feeling?
I don't know. I wish it would have finished under green.
Yeah, I hear you with that one, but still walking away with third. Got to be somewhat satisfied with that one.
Yeah, somewhat, especially starting at the tail of the field. It's just that last long run, I was reeling Brett in. I wanted to have a good race with him, and then we got, a couple cautions and a green-white. And yeah, that's how it goes.
Well, man, I want to shift gears a little bit here, knowing that the championship looms, the chase towards the championship looms here just in a couple weeks. Next week, we head to a very fast-paced Texas Motor Speedway. Then we have a little bit of a layoff for the Christmas break. How do you gear yourself up to get ready to go to Texas, knowing that you've got a week off after that?
Just gonna hop in and practice as much as I can. I didn't get much practice for this race, so I can't be too mad about third. Texas is kind of a strange track now, so practice. That's what I got to do.
All right, I hear you, man. Well, congratulations on being able to make your way all the way from the rear of the field with an EOL to start tonight's race and make your way all the way up into the third spot. So, Michael, heck of a job, heck of a drive out there tonight. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of the car?
Yeah, shout out to you and all the guys at Turn 3 for broadcasting this. Shout out to the league admins and the drivers of the league, and my teammate Kyle. It was good to have him to bounce ideas off of during the race.
All right, well, there you have it. That was your third place driver for tonight's race, the 90 of Michael Sturgill, and that's going to bring us to the man on screen now. Let's see if we can't catch and have a brief moment with the man walking away in the second spot here tonight, the 71 of Brett Hahn. Man, a bridesmaid again. You almost had this one.
Oh yeah, Dave. I was hoping to not see any cautions there, and guess I can't catch a break here on Thursday nights with cautions.
Yeah, not going the way you want it. That is that's for sure as far as the caution flag flying. But nonetheless, you were able to drive up through the field there towards the end after getting the fresh tires. At that point in time, what was running through your mind?
Just like last week, the second to last caution, I'm like, man, I hope we don't have a caution. But just like last week, I'm telling myself, I'm like, oh man, prepare myself for a caution in case we get one. And what do you know, got one, and couldn't get it done there on the last one, I guess.
Well, man, Brett, it's nothing to hang your head about. Another solid second place finish for you. Your championship is shaping up pretty well. The chase is looking very, very good for you and the 71 crew. How do you head into Texas next week, knowing that we have I believe it is a 2-week layoff for Christmas and the New Year break? How do you gear yourself up to be ready to race one more and then have, a lengthy little layoff?
Well, Dave, I can tell you what, the layoff might be nice because after this heartbreak, I can tell you it's not feeling too good right now being second place after the night we had tonight with leading close to probably 100 laps here. But, yeah, just going to keep the momentum going because I tell you what, we had a flying car. I could kind of hold everyone off and kind of pull away and run my own race, and it was for sure nice with the non-caution laps and everything. But, yeah, I'm just going to keep the momentum of the middle of the runs, have strong middle runs, and hopefully finally get it done at the finish here.
Well, Brett, once again, congratulations on a great second-place finish here tonight and a great season so far. Look forward to seeing you continue those ways as we head off in towards the chase here in a few weeks. Before we let you go, though, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, for sure. Once again, the sponsor for paying this up, Tanner. I want to thank Tanner for all the advice and everything. All the guys we're racing with tonight, Sturgill finishing third. The teammates qualifying 1, 2, 3 out there. That was pretty awesome to see. All the Brett the Jet fans out there. My dad, who was in the chat comments cheering me on. My mom, my sister, brother, my grandparents watching, and the girlfriend, of course. But yeah, Dave, and thank you for broadcasting and all the admins and everything. But we'll get it done eventually. I can feel the momentum at least building for this playoff, so it should be a good one.
All right, my man. Well, we'll look forward to catching up with you at Texas.
For sure, Dave. Sounds good.
All right, there you have it. Those were the final words from the driver finishing in the second spot here tonight. And that was the 71 of Brett Hahn. But now the man of the hour. There you see him on screen walking away with the race win. And I believe finally getting that sponsor into victory lane, the one of Tanner Tallarico. It's Dave in the booth. How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good myself, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned trying to get this particular sponsor to victory lane. Well, there you have it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of ironic how it all worked out. This is actually the last race of the whole season that they're going to be on the car, so realistically we probably should have finished second tonight. You know, Brett was definitely the car to beat all night long. I don't think there's any question about that, and we just got lucky there on that last restart. But nonetheless, you know, happy to be able to get a win for Frank and everybody back at Advanced Auto. They've done so much for me in my real life racing career, and you know, I just have been wanting to get this all season long for them. And I guess tonight's probably not the coolest way to get it, but you know, I'm just glad that I was able to pick one up for them.
Well, man, you could always pitch it at, you know, go get your starters from Advanced Auto. That's how I got the great jump on the restart. Hey, you like that, huh? You like that? No, I'm just kidding, man. So coming into tonight's race, you enjoyed, I believe, let me look at my notes here, an upwards of a 67-point advantage over Brett Hahn. Hahn finishing in second here to you tonight, so you're going to gain a little bit more. That will be your third race win, I believe, on the season as well. No, this is actually your fourth on the season, so your championship hopes very much alive. How do you prepare yourself knowing that we race next week at Texas, then we have a 2-week layoff, and then you got to get things fired back up and kind of get yourself back in championship mode because we're just going to have 2 races before the chase starts?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. We're going to have this kind of, if you want to call it, holiday break here coming up pretty soon. And, you know, one thing I learned tonight, I was able to pick up the win, but, you know, there's fast guys in this league. I think that goes without question, and the competition in this league is second to none. And you saw that tonight with Brett. So having the point lead and stuff is great as far as, you know, sleeping a little bit easier at night. But you've got to make sure that you don't get complacent here in the regular season and get too comfortable, because these guys will keep you on your heels. And you just got to make sure that you're always on your tippy toes with them, and come playoff time, don't let them, you know, get caught backed into a corner or anything like that. I'm really got to try to get back in the swing of things and really get back in the swing of, you know, really trying to go my hardest every single lap and getting that championship form. But yeah, nonetheless, awesome race all night long. Probably had a few more cautions than I know a lot of people were hoping for, but again, I was talking to him down in the waiting room. You know, this was ultimately Brett's race to win, no doubt about it. And, you know, he's my friend, so it's hard to really, you know, win a race like that, racing your friend. But I know I've lost my fair share the same way, but we'll take them any way we can get them, and we'll move on to, I believe, Texas next week.
Yes, indeed. So, Tanner, with all that being said, congratulations on a great race win. Improving your already great chances at making the chase. I believe that's all but said and done. So once again, congratulations on a great race win. Before we let you go, do you want to thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, first and foremost, as you said, great restart. Get your starters at Advanced Auto Parts. Frank, I don't know if he's watching this live right now, but I know he always watches the replays and texts me over the weekend. And just super glad that I'm able to pick this up for them. As I said, this is their last race with us all season long, so kind of bittersweet, but awesome to be able to pick that up for those guys over there at Advanced. But ProCoat, secondary sponsor, my own personal company, giving myself a little personal plug here, QuickTime Motorsports Media, all my teammates back at DLI, Tim and Tom and Andrew, as well as all my buddies that I race with every single week in this league. With everything that's going on in the world right now, it's nice to be on here and just kind of get away from everything and hang out with really a group of friends that I like to call family. That's really what it is in this league. But nonetheless, thanks to you guys as well at Turn 3 for putting this on every single week. You do a phenomenal job. I know my grandma and maybe my aunt, and I'm not sure if my mom or my dad or my grandpa or anybody's watching right now, but if they are, hi, I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in Texas.
All right, my man. We'll look forward trackside down there in Texas. There you have it. Final words from your race winner, getting the job done on that late race restart and walking away with the win, getting that Advanced Auto Parts Chevy Z01 Camaro to victory lane for the first time this season. Man, whew, what a race it was here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. Field did not disappoint, that is for sure. And it looks like producers already pushing buttons over there. So as the music starts, we'll run through your unofficial race results for tonight's Walk This Way 130 from the Milwaukee Mile. In a Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series, walking away with the race win, the one of Tanner Tallarico. Finishing in the second spot, bridesmaid yet again, the 71 of Brett Hahn. Michael Sturgill will round out your podium finishers with a great third place run after starting at the tail end of the field. Tom Richter bringing the 34 home in fourth. The 93 of Andrew Payne will slot home fifth. Kyle Jett brings his 17 home in sixth. Seventh place goes to Jeff Sharp. Chris Wold brings his 32 home in eighth. Tyler Beeman ninth. Eddie Behan slots home in the 10th spot. The 101 of Dave Gain fourth, coming home in 11th. 12th place to Mike Berg. Tim Rogers walks away from the track in the 13th position. 14th goes to Paul Turner. Cole Gray rounds out your top 15. Richard Pruitt gonna come home in 16th. The 9th of Brian Dorsey gonna slot home in 17th. Eric Anderson walks away in 18th. 19th place goes to Christine. Zach Shahalis in the 22 gonna finish in 20th. Nick Fleury, after a late race incident, finds himself back in the 21st spot, last car on the lead lap. The 67 of Andy Cork walking away in 22nd. 23rd goes to Crank Bell. Bob Rogerson, after early trouble, got back out on track, found himself getting flipped over there at one point in time, and will finish in the 24th spot. 25th goes to the 29 of Jamie Beasley. Mike Grandy walking away in 26th. 27th goes to Jay Morris. And rounding out of the field in 29th position here tonight, the 92 of Bradley Beeman. And just like that, race fans, your results for tonight's race are done and out of the way. Commanding points lead coming into tonight's race, and that is just going to increase for Tanner Tallarico after tonight's race win. And race fans, we've only got a few more races left before these drivers try to walk away with the BladeNode.com championship. Who's going to be able to take that spot away? Who's going to be able to get the job done? We'll have to tune in and week out to find out. We head to Texas next week. Then we'll have a brief 2-week layoff for the holidays. We look forward to seeing you next year as well. And well, with that being done, that being said, not much left to do here from the booth. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network. And well, until next time, stay safe, stay loved. We'll meet you in Turn 3.